Stand by. Yep.
The Mesa Manny fire chief says a house is a complete loss after an overnight fire, and how two Janesville high school teams use their robotic skills to get a once-in-a-lifetime trip to MIT.
This is News 3 at 10.
Thanks for watching News 3 at 10. I'm Amanda Quintana. Lake Delton police say a large police presence at Commerce Street is nothing to be worried about. Police were called to the location just off Interstate 90 for a call of a suspicious package. The Dane County Bomb Squad was called, but after further investigation, they do not believe the item to be dangerous. A Mesa Manny family is without a permanent home after a devastating early morning fire. It happened on West High Street starting around 3 a.m. on Saturday. Firefighters battled flames for hours. The fire chief says the old house's frame made it hard to contain the fire, and the three people in the house, including a young girl, had a tough time getting out of there. They did make it out safely along with their dog. Local photographer 16-year-old Mitchell Travis shared these pictures he took of the fire with us. He says he can relate to the family who lost their home because his house was a casualty of last summer's flooding.
You got a good community to support you, that's for sure. Mesa's got a lot of people that are willing to help you here. And it's going to be a tough couple of months after. So you have to try to push through it and have friends and family help you as much as you can.
One firefighter is in the hospital with hand injuries from a chainsaw accident while fighting the fire. The Mesa Manny fire chief doesn't believe the cause of the fire to be suspicious. We'll have more information on the GoFundMe page set up for the family on our website. In Rock County tonight, police in the town of Beloit are hoping these pictures will help identify the driver of a vehicle that hit a school bus yesterday morning. Officers say the vehicle hit the stop arm on the bus as it was stopped and dropping off kids near East Azalea Terrace. That's just off South Riverside Drive. The vehicle is described as a newer GMC pickup truck with a topper. Anyone with information should call the town of Beloit Police Department. That number is on the bottom of your screen, 608-757-2244. Autopsies are planned for Monday for two deaths in Milwaukee that could be weather-related. Milwaukee police say they discovered a 63-year-old woman around 6:45 early yesterday morning in a scorched trailer. Officers think she was using her gas stove for heat. Later in the day, officers say they found a 56-year-old man frozen in his yard. No official cause of death has been determined yet. These cases would mean there have been 5 weather-related deaths in Milwaukee County just this year. 2 caregivers and a teenager have been arrested in connection with the death of a 7-year-old in Manitowoc last year. Timothy Hausschultz and Tina McKeever Hausschultz and a 15-year-old are accused in taking part in the death of Ethan Hausschultz in April. The Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office ruled the cause of death to be hypothermia and blunt force injuries to the head, chest, and abdomen. Court documents say he was allegedly beaten, forced to carry a heavy log, and buried in the snow. We may all be tired of the bitter cold temperatures, but it could be good for the state's ash trees. Researchers found temperatures around 20 degrees below zero can reduce emerald ash borer populations by half. Those are the little green bugs that kill tens of millions of ash trees across the U.S. This week's extreme cold will likely kill up to 80% of the invasive species. All right, let's turn it over to Dave Caulfield with your first alert forecast. 40s felt pretty good today.
Yeah, a lot warmer today, Amanda, and we do have a little bit of drizzle and light rain falling on the weather patio this evening, and we can expect that to continue into the overnight hours. Also, we can expect this fog to continue, and it has been dense at times. We're looking live in Platteville on a Queen Bee Radio Skycam, where visibility is 1/4 mile right now. Visibility at 1/2 mile in Madison, a little bit better in Lone Rock, but really dense fog showing up basically no matter where you look across southern Wisconsin. We do have a dense fog advisory until noon tomorrow, so visibilities could hang out close to 1/4 mile. So take care and give yourself a little bit of extra time driving tonight and especially tomorrow morning. Temperatures are in the upper 30s and low 40s, so we're staying mild overnight, a lot milder compared to 24 hours ago. In fact, 25 to 30 degrees warmer compared to this time on Friday. Now, our day planner showing things staying pretty mild into tomorrow and even into the evening hours of tomorrow. A chance of some light rain and some fog, also some drizzle. All could be in the cards for us across southern Wisconsin. We'll talk about when the sunshine returns and also when winter-like temperatures return in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Dave. The deep freeze caused Lake Mendota to freeze over again. This after freezing and thawing out earlier this season. UW researchers say conditions on the lakes are a sign of the bigger climate change issue. WPR says researchers are already seeing 15,000 lakes in the northern hemisphere that once froze regularly that aren't anymore. Lake Mendota didn't officially freeze until January 10th this year, which is one of the latest days in recorded history. UW researchers predict we could stop seeing Mendota freeze over completely as early as next year. This weekend's sudden warm-up means the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is watching for ice jams and flooding in Wisconsin. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel says they're watching parts of the Fox River, the Wolf River, and the Menominee River. Ice jams are caused by warmer temperatures that thaw ice on the river quickly. They often trigger flooding. Residents across the state, including in Madison, are asked to clear storm grates to help with melting snow. The Rock River is also at risk of flooding. Students from 2 Janesville high schools recently had the opportunity of a lifetime. Now their teachers are celebrating the hard work it took to get there. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter tells us how these 2 teams earned such a special experience. Adam.
Well, Amanda, after months of hard work, the Zero Robotics teams from Parker and Craig High School in Janesville were finally able to celebrate a well-earned trip. It's no secret there's a natural rivalry between students from Janesville Craig and Janesville Parker. Whether it's athletics or equations, these kids have skills. Just ask one of their coaches.
We're getting to the point where almost every kid has had some experience with coding before they get into the high school situation here in Janesville.
But the objective for these high schoolers isn't putting a ball through a hoop. It's something a little bit more complex.
There's 2 spheres that you program, or 2 robots. We operate one, and there's an asteroid field, and you have to make it through the asteroid field with minimal collisions, and just grab the other robot and pull it back.
And while some high school teams long to compete in a state championship, the Zero Robotics teams have been working in a worldwide challenge. Using coding skills and mathematical equations,
you have to figure out an algorithm to get through it without being hit,
to see who can do it best. But this year, these rivals made history when for the first time ever, both teams did well enough to earn a once-in-a-lifetime trip, a weekend at MIT in Boston, where these natural rivals teamed up to represent southern Wisconsin.
It's not something you can really picture while you're working on it, but once you achieve it, it's still not necessarily something you can really imagine, and it's really great for us.
And their tests that had previously only existed on a computer screen were actually tested in space by NASA astronauts. Now, both teams are back from MIT today, and I spoke with the coach earlier today who told me that while they were there, they were able to tour the campus, but also to get a first-row view of some of America's history. A very special trip for 2 teams that worked really hard to get there.
Definitely. All right. Thank you so much, Adam.
Jimmy said he looked around, he looked at the skies, he looked overhead, and he said, "Mayor, I see clouds. That means it's going to be an early spring."
Well, you saw it right there. We are in for an early spring. That's if Jimmy the Groundhog and Punxsutawney Phil have any say in it. The annual tradition in both Sun Prairie and Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania continued this morning, with both groundhogs failing to see their shadows. For Phil in particular, this is very rare. He's only not seen his shadow 19 times in the 133-year history of Groundhog's Day. After the bitter cold temperatures that kept many families indoors this week, many were out and about today enjoying the warm-up. The Frozen Assets Festival at the Edgewater on Lake Mendota gave many the chance to try their hand at some winter activities, including skating, hockey, and snow kiting, while enjoying warm treats and learning about Madison's lakes.
A great activity to come out on the ice. You get to see the kites, and we're actually going to go over there and see the Statue of Liberty as well.
The fundraiser is organized by the Clean Lakes Alliance, and money raised goes towards protecting the waters, educational programming, and water quality monitoring. Despite the warmer weather today, many Madisonians were out enjoying one of winter's favorite dishes, the 23rd annual Super Bowl at Madison West High. Served up soup, bread, and salad. The fundraiser is hosted by the Habitat for Humanity campus chapter at UW and benefits affordable housing in Dane County.
And it helps raise money for our home that we build for our family each year. So this year we're on our 17th home, and all the money that we raise today will go towards that.
Local mascots, including Bucky the Badger, of course, along with members of the Wisconsin Marching Band, kept Super Bowl goers entertained. With Valentine's Day approaching, humans aren't the only ones looking for love. A new program at the Dane County Humane Society aims to find loving owners for shelter animals. The Lonely Hearts Club is for homeless dogs, cats, and critters who have been at DCHS longer than their shelter friends and are still looking for someone to love them forever. Although they might be older or not as eye-catching, DCHS believes they can bring much love to your life.
As a shelter with an adoption guarantee, that means that any animal that comes through our doors that's healthy or treatable can stay at Dane County Humane Society as long as it takes to find that right home for them.
Members of the Lonely Hearts Club can be identified in the shelter by a club logo hanging on their kennel or cage. For more information on these pets, you can visit channel3000.com. Next on News 3 at 10, we're less than 24 hours away from the Super Bowl. Find out how CBS is taking it up a notch this year. The Super Bowl is one day away. CBS Sports will make history using state-of-the-art equipment. Meg Oliver has more.
I got it right here.
CBS Sports is ready to take viewers closer to the action on Super Bowl Sunday than ever before. Director Mike Arnold will have an arsenal of technology.
Mike, how many cameras do you have to play with this year?
I think there's about 115.
115 cameras to provide close-ups and alternative viewing angles for fans.
This is the first time 8K cameras have been used at a Super Bowl. The benefit is that you can zoom in on an image up to 800% without losing image quality.
They're fixed on the roof and they look down at each end zone. So we're hoping to get a defining play that'll be really super clear and super crisp and makes sense to the viewer and looks good to the viewer at home.
The duo of Jim Nantz and Tony Romo will call the game.
How do you know what plays the teams are going to call?
you play football your whole life, and then you just, as a broadcaster, I'm not necessarily trying to predict, I'm just trying to make you enjoy watching the game. And then my passion comes out sometimes, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'd want to know this.
Jim Rickoff is the producer behind the scenes.
What's it like producing such a dynamic duo like Nance and Romo?
It's been fun. I mean, just like it is on the air, it's the same way behind the scenes.
Tony likes to say you make him look good.
I wish that was the case. I think Tony makes himself look good. He's pretty much a natural.
Do you think he's psychic?
No. Let me think.
No one knows how the game will end, but CBS Sports and millions of viewers at home hope it goes down to the wire. Meg Oliver, CBS News, Atlanta.
You can catch the Super Bowl, of course, tomorrow right here on WISC, and be sure to tune in into a special edition of News 3 after the game. Dave, I know a lot of people are going to be inside tomorrow, probably watching the game.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some pretty super weather over the past 24 hours or so, at least in temperature land, that is. We have seen temperatures rise from the teens into the upper 30s, close to 40, and that's just over the last day or so. If you consider where we have been, especially Thursday morning, we've risen about 65 to 70 degrees in just the past 2.5 days. And that is remarkable. That is a huge temperature swing, and you see the effects of that with some melting snow and also a whole lot of fog today. We went from minus 26 to 39 in Madison. In Lone Rock, because they started off Thursday morning basically at minus 40, they've jumped 80 degrees in the last 60 hours or so. Temperatures right now in Lone Rock, we're at 41 degrees and 38 in Madison, 37 in Janesville. Downtown Madison, the Edgewater Skycam, we are seeing a few raindrops, so some drizzle, some light rain possible overnight along with that dense fog. Today's high 44, about 15 degrees warmer than normal. A far cry from just a few days ago when we were running about 30 to 40 degrees below where we should be. Now, snow depth has gone down a little bit, as you might imagine, with temperatures well above freezing today. And I think that trend will continue over the next few days. Hopefully not too much melting at once, because we don't want any problems associated with these warmer temperatures. And visibility is definitely reduced across southern Wisconsin tonight. It has been all day. And I think a similar story, at least for tomorrow morning, if not beyond that, because of advection fog. That's when the warm, moist air that we've been dealing with over the past day to day and a half interacts with the colder snowpack on the ground, and then the air close to that colder snowpack cools off very quickly, and then that will form fog as dew points and humidity goes up. So that's a little bit of why it kind of looks like something out of the Hound of the Baskervilles outside across southern Wisconsin. Doppler track not really showing too much in the way of rain, although a little bit of light freezing drizzle actually showing up closer to Appleton. I think the freezing drizzle will stay north of southern Wisconsin tonight because temperatures will stay above freezing across our neck of the woods. High temperature trend, we are looking at highs in the mid 40s for Sunday and Monday, so well above normal for this time of year. But then winter's like, don't forget about me. Don't forget about me, because we're back into the mid-teens as we head into Friday and Saturday, and we could be looking at a little bit of accumulating snow Tuesday night into Wednesday and Wednesday night into Thursday. But no snow tonight. We're talking about some drizzle, some light rain possibly, some dense fog as well. Breezy with temperatures in the mid-30s. We're in the mid-40s for tomorrow with some light rain possible. And you see that on Future Track. Nothing really defined, but maybe a good idea to have the umbrella handy as you head into tomorrow, because you may get a quick shower or two. Similar story, especially on Monday morning as a cold front comes through. And then we'll start to see a little bit of sunshine to start us off on Tuesday. I wanted to see if you can see when this cold front comes through on our Future Track visibility. Boom, right there. It sweeps out that fog by the time we get to later on Monday, and temperatures are going to really crash behind that front. So we go from the 40s on Monday to the 20s on Tuesday, and then we are hanging out right around 30 degrees Wednesday and Thursday with some accumulating snow possible. Nothing too major, but something that we need to pay attention to. And then highs in the teens and temperatures at night below zero as we head into Friday and Saturday. So winter not done yet, but we can enjoy these much more tolerable temperatures while we can, Amanda.
And I almost forgot about it until you reminded me.
Oh, well, you know, that's my job.
That's your job. Thank you, Dave. Giannis and the Bucks with a dominating performance tonight. Highlights next in sports.
So the Bucks visiting Sam Decker and the Wizards tonight. The former Badger hoop standout with 18 minutes off the bench, contributing 2 points. A slew of points, though, for the Bucks in the first half. Malcolm Brogdon draining the three. He had 15 tonight. Later, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the finish with the dunk. And one, the Greek Freak with a game-high 37 points, 10 rebounds. Chris Middleton, check out this shot. Beats the buzzer, at the end of the third quarter. 4 3-pointers tonight for him. Bucks win 131-115. Well, the last time the Monona Grove girls basketball team lost a game was on November 27th. Since then, the Silver Eagles have won 14 in a row. They're on top of the Badger South standings. Their challenge today, an Oregon team that is in the middle of the pack in conference standings. Oregon winners of their last 6 of 7 games. In the first, Carly Roberts passes to Katie Eisel for 2. Panthers tied up at 9 points. Later, Caitlin Shrimp going outside to Jenna Stats in the corner for the 3, and Oregon is down by 1. Silver Eagles ball now. Peyton Nelson to McKenna Warnock. She'll knock down a 3 as well, putting Monona Grove up by 2. And later, Warnock putting those defensive skills on display. A one-woman show today. She's actually headed to Iowa to play Division I college basketball in the Big Ten. A lot of grit today as well. Monona Grove wins its 15th straight, 65-53. Well, Brad Davison, only a sophomore, but already a leader on this Badger squad. He led the team with 21 points in the win over Maryland last night. Now, if you've seen Davison play in person, you know he's got a lot of spirit and is seriously one heck of a one-man hype squad. He always tells us he just lives in the moment, and that win last night, very important, especially as we're in the heart of the Big Ten schedule.
You know, at this point in the season, it's already February. Every Big Ten win is huge, especially the ones at home. You know, you got to protect your own home floor. And, you know, it's a little bit more special because second time around, they got us the first time. So you always want to get some payback there.
The Badgers men's hockey team looking to even out the series against Michigan State today. The Spartans are dead last in the Big Ten standings, but they also beat the Badgers 4-1 last night in East Lansing. A little bit of a different story today. Early in the first period, Will Johnson, top shelf goal there from the right circle. Wisconsin up first 1-0. Michigan State ties it up, but in the second, Keandre Miller's shot popping off of the goalie's pads. Linus Weissbach bangs the rebound in the back of the net. 2-1 Wisconsin, but the Spartans tied up again. So after 2 overtimes, we go to a shootout. And the difference here was Max Zimmer. The Badgers are 2-1 in shootouts this year. Wisconsin earns the extra point in the Big Ten standings. The Badger women bouncing back after a bit of a shocking loss last night. Wisconsin shut out Bemidji State 4-0. Sam Cogan scoring twice in the victory. The Badgers are now 24-4 on the season. They'll host Minnesota State next weekend at LeBon. Now the Packers, well, they might not be playing in the Super Bowl, but the green and gold still in Atlanta. Brett Favre presenting Aaron Rodgers with the Moment of the Year award in the NFL awards tonight. It was given to Rodgers for his return this season and leading Green Bay to a win over the Bears. You can watch the Super Bowl, by the way, right here tomorrow on WISC-TV. Coverage starting at 5 p.m. A lot of hype over this, even though it's going to be the Rams, the Patriots, not the Packers, but still tune in, right?
Still exciting.
Still football.
Yeah. All right. We'll be right back. All right, we have quite a warm-up. We had quite a warm-up.
Yeah, and temperatures are staying mild overnight. A little bit of drizzle and also some light rain possible. The fog will stay with us as well. Visibility over the next 12 hours staying in between kind of 1 and 3 miles in Madison. That fog doesn't really lift until we get into Monday afternoon. So another gloomy-ish day tomorrow, but we can at least have nice temperatures with highs in the mid-40s once again. So maybe have that umbrella just ready to go in case you might need it.
And it won't be gloomy-ish for us because it's a very exciting day here. This is our last evening show on this set, this temporary set that we've had for quite a while, and we are excited for the things to come tomorrow. Very exciting on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
Lots of exciting things happening.
Yeah, I think we're really I'm excited to not be in the background of everyone's shot anymore. I'm really excited just to be out on that brand new set. It's gonna be awesome. Definitely tune into that.
Yeah, it's to our right, and
that's all we can say
we're
for
making
now.
the big
surprise.
trek to that set tomorrow. So I'm
so
so
we'll see
good
you
at
here.
promoting things.
All right, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Download the new Channel 3000 app and get alerted on your mobile device the minute news breaks. Wherever you go, be the first to know with Channel 3000.